Yeah, I used to roll backwoods, Rick the Dawn's good wherever he goes. 1 million and one flows, depositing dough. Said you down with the mafia family, let me know. Yeah, number one, I don't do number two. They watching how I do because I'm really hood. Red hoodie, gold jewelry, too groovy, might lose me. Don't approach with the foolery. Keep the two on me, homie. You don't know me, Rick the Dawn, the one and only. Yeah. Welcome to the Really Hood Podcast. I'm your host, Rick the Dawn. Hey, thank you for watching. This episode is brought to you by reallyhood.com. If you don't know, this is a space for independent artists. Listen, I got to tell you all, I am starting to change my tune, and I am starting to think that I want reallyhood.com to be exclusively for independent artists. Meaning that when you go to my site, you will not see anybody that you recognize, any famous people or any artists with record deals. You'll only see artists that you've never heard of before, and this will give you the opportunity to expose yourself to new talent. A lot of people, get tired of the radio because they give you a certain sound and they give it to you nonstop. But a lot of that original music and originality can be found in the independent market. And I want to create a space exclusively for them. I know when I first came out, I didn't have a space where I could market my music for a affordable rate. So I usually had to go door to door and person to person to get my music out. Now that I'm in a different space, I can create a platform for other independent artists and allow people like you to go listen to them and for them to be heard. And I think that's where I'm moving, where I'll be pretty much steering clear of famous artists. I haven't made that shift mentally 100%, but I would say I'm about 85% there to just exclusively marketing independent artists. Now, today's episode is called The Fool's Tax. And why do I call it The Fool's Tax? Very simple, because in the financial world, the fool's tax is considered to be the lottery. And a lot of people play the lottery on a daily basis, a weekly basis, and they never really win. If we do some numbers, let's say that a person spends $5 per day on the lottery, and they've been doing so for the last 20 years. Let's say that we remove the weekends. So that means that we have about 252 days per year. All right. So we got $5 times 252. You get $1,260. And let's say that you spent that amount of money for the last 20 years. That means that you spent about $25,200 playing the lottery if you paid $5 per day for the last 20 years on a lottery. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why it's called the fool's tax, because people play it, never win, and they keep giving their money up. Can you imagine what you can do with $1,200 a year? Can you imagine what you can do with $25,000 per year? You can buy a house, you can get a car, you can go on a nice trip around the world. But people are not experiencing those type of luxuries because they're spending their hard-earned cash trying to win more money. There's smarter ways to win more money. Can you imagine if you took $5 per day and put it in a shoebox? As you can see, for the last 20 years, or at least if you did so for 20 years, you would have $25,000 in that shoebox. That's a very expensive shoebox. And if you took that same $25,000 just by putting $5 away per day and put it inside of a savings account or a bank, you could have even more. Listen, because interest will come into play. You wouldn't have $25,000. You might have between $30,000 and $35,000. People are wasting money playing the lottery, hoping for this big win. In actuality, they're taking small losses that over time amount to big losses. There are so many different ways you can do this. And here's where I would like to introduce a thing called a penny stock, folks. Listen, if you're spending $5 per day on a sheet of a little ticket and you're losing that money every single day, you're actually not making the best use of your cash. You could put that same $5 per day into the stock market and bring back loads of money. And maybe the problem is nobody's ever taken the time to explain to you how to do it. I'm going to do that right now in just a few seconds. I'm going to go step by step. And of course, if these steps surpass your understanding of how the stock market works, then you have to hit me up. Hit me up on IG, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on YouTube, Twitter. I'm on all these different social media platforms. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be hitting me up in my DMs. Hey, I heard you say something about this or that, and I didn't quite understand it because you were talking too fast. Can you please break that down one more time? Or you can join my OnlyFans, where I really break this stuff down exclusively for my fans. But let's go ahead and start it off. Step one, stop playing the lottery. That's the easiest one. Stop playing the lottery, because every day you do so, you're losing money. You're not going to win. And usually when people win, they're usually like 68 or 70 or something like that. And it's just crazy. You have a better shot at being eaten by a shark than winning the lottery. So therefore, stop playing the lottery. You got a better chance of being struck by lightning twice. Let's get this out the way. I can't tell you what to do with your money. I'm just telling you that it will be more financially wise to do what I'm about to tell you. First one, stop playing the lottery. Step 2, download a brokerage like Robinhood. Okay, you go to your app store on your phone, type in Robinhood, and it will bring up the Robinhood trading app. Download that, create an account. You're going to need a bank account, I believe, because you have to have a way that you can transfer money from the outside to Robinhood, to your Robinhood account. So you will need a bank account or some kind of rush card or something like that. I don't know how y'all, people got different ways they do stuff. But the simplest way is to have a bank account where you can wire money from the bank account to your Robinhood trading app. Once you've done that, you are in the game. That's 2 steps. Sometimes people like put things off for years because of like 2 steps. It might be difficult because you have to, wrap your mind around this new concept, but it might take you 2 or 3 days, maybe even a week to get through these 2 steps, because once you have your bank account linked to Robinhood, you are done. Everything else is easy from there. Step 3 is start looking for stocks to put your money into. And I'm going to advise you stick with penny stocks, because as we know, the lottery only costs about $2 right now to, jump into the Mega Millions, and sometimes less if you're, doing other type of things like buying little tickets and stuff like that. I don't know how the lottery works precisely, but I know it's not that expensive, and that is how they get you. They say, hey, it's just $2 for these untold riches. That's how they get you, because what they don't tell you is you'll never win it. So they just keep taking your money. Let's say your budget is about $2 to $5 per day, and in the stock market world, we call stocks that cost that amount of money penny stocks. So in that case, you should stick to stocks that are $5 and less. And did you know that you can put your money into a company for as low as 20 cents? Okay, you can buy digital currency right now for 29 cents a coin. Okay, you can own digital currency right now for 29 cents. Listen, this thing is simple. You just need somebody to break it down to you, and that's why you got your man Rick the Dawn. I'm glad you're here. Once you have downloaded the Robinhood app, the next thing is to look for penny stocks. And I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to give you about 5 penny stocks right now that will put you on the right course. The first penny stock is a stock called, wait, pause. You probably don't know this. There's a such thing called a ticker, and a ticker is the short version of a business name. So let's say your name is Timothy, but your ticker will be TM. Or let's say your name is Leslie. Your ticker will be LS. So these companies, they have short versions of their name that they put in the stock market. So for Amazon, let's say you wanted to invest in Amazon, you wouldn't look for Amazon. You could, but the ticker for Amazon would be AMZN. Or let's say you want to invest in Coca-Cola. The ticker might be CK. I don't know what Coca-Cola's ticker is. But anyway, I'm going to give you tickers. And when you go to the stock market app or whatever app you choose, and you go to search, just type in these little letters, and that will bring you to the company that I'm talking about. So anyway, the very first ticker that I'll give you for free is GPL. All right, that is a penny stock that's doing pretty decently, or will be doing decently over time. Here's another penny stock. SYN is the ticker because the actual name of the company is Synthetic Biologics. All right, so who wants to say that? Nobody. So they come up with a ticker, SYN. Another ticker is TRX. I'm giving you free stocks that you can invest in right now if you have the Robinhood app downloaded. Another ticker is GSV. All right, that is the ticker because the actual name of that company is Gold Standard Ventures. Who wants to type all that? Just type in 3 letters and you find the company. And here's the last one I'll give you, XPL. Those are some penny stock tickers that you can start looking at right now and start to put money into it. Now, if you put $5 per day into the lottery market, which is again the fool's tax, you could be putting tons of money into these penny stocks. All right, let's use the one I just gave you, XPL. To invest and buy 1 share of XPL, it costs 56 cents. Did y'all hear what I just said? It costs 56 cents to buy 1 share of this company. Now, if you don't understand shares and ownership, it's like this. I'm doing you a big favor. Hey, make sure y'all like this video if you're watching it on YouTube. And if you're watching the podcast or listen to the podcast, man, show some love somehow. I don't know how to do it. Now, a share is basically 1 piece of ownership. So I'm going to give you an analogy. Let's say that a business knocks on your door and they say, hey, I am a new business in your neighborhood, and I would like to sell 100 pieces of my company to the people in this neighborhood. And when the people buy those 100 pieces, they own a little bit of that company. And as that company gets bigger, that company will give some money to those people who put who bought those 100 pieces. Now, this works both ways. The company benefits because now they have 100 people contributing money to their company, so they have more room to do more things with their company. And then the people who bought those pieces, they get money every time that company grows. So let's say that this company is real small, but when they have these 100 people invest in their company, they get a little bit more money and they can do new things. And when they do these new things, their company grows. And every time that company grows, they give those 100 people who invested in their company a couple dollars here and there. That's way more profitable and much more intelligent financially than putting your money in a black hole, which is the lottery. So going back to my original point, if you were to invest in a company like XPL, which is only asking for 56 cents per share, you can take $5, and we're going to find out right now. If you took $5 and invested in XPL, which is only asking for 56 cents per share, you can buy 8 shares of XPL right now for just $5. I'm going to say that again. Right now, if you took $5 and invested in XPL, which is only asking for 56 cents per share, you could actually own 8.9 shares of XPL. Now, would you rather own a piece of a company for $5, or would you rather take $5, go to the corner store and drop it in a bucket and never see it again? Which one makes more sense to you? All right, and you mean to tell me you don't have the time to download an app and connect your bank to it? Come on now. Come on. When are we going to get better than this? Okay, you download the Robinhood app, you look for these penny stocks, you take $5, $10, whatever you got, and you start looking for good companies. I just gave you some. And then you start buying shares of these companies. And then you just sit back and wait. Now, obviously, there's a lot of ways you can play this. Let's say you buy 8.9 shares of XPL, and it's trading for 56 cents per share. And let's say 2 weeks pass, and now XPL has grown, and now it's trading for 63 cents per share. You know what that means? Since you got in at 58 cents per share, and now is at 63 cents per share, all the new people coming in are paying 63 cents. But you've already paid 58, which means you're already safe. And by the way, you can start to sell your shares. That's like buying a pair of shoes for $100 and then saying, I bought it for $100, but I'm gonna sell them for $150. And if you sell it, now you just made a $50 profit. That's the exact same thing with the stock market. So you jump into XPL at 56 cents per share, and then you sell your shares for 63 cents. You just made a profit off that share. Man, I don't know if this makes sense. Most likely it doesn't. But the point is, the more you do it, the simpler it becomes. Okay, for example, I'll use the lottery terminology to explain my point. When you go to the store and you buy a lottery ticket for $2, you're hoping that you can buy it for $2 and give it back and sell it back to them for $1 million. That never really happens, does it? Same thing in the stock market though, except you actually make money every single day. You go into the stock market, you buy a share, let's say for 56 cents, and you look back in 2 weeks, and now that same 56 cent share is now worth 80 cents. You just made what, 20 cents or something like that? You just made a couple cents. Now I know you might be looking at that like, okay, that's just a couple cents, man. Ain't nothing. But you made money though. And we only talking about one share. If you took $100 and you bought shares of XPL at 56 cents per share, you would own 178 shares. Listen, folks, I'll make this very clear for you. Slow money is more guaranteed than fast money. Usually when people make money fast, they either squander it, they lose it, or let's just be straightforward, they never get it at all. But long money, that's the real money. That's the money that's generational. All right. And I'm trying to open up that box to my listeners. The stock market is the way, not these little schemes and games and playing dice and all that. That's cool. But going to the casino, same thing. The real money is in the stock market. Why do you think a certain class of people have been winning for so long? Because they've been figured this out. They're legally making millions of dollars. And this is where you have to get to. Download Robinhood, find you some stocks you like. You might not like penny stocks because they're very risky to some people. I know what I'm doing, so they're not risky to me. But download Robinhood, find you some stocks you want to invest in, and buy shares, and then sit back and watch what happens. Now, the good thing about shares, especially Robinhood, let's say you jump into the stock market at like 8 o'clock in the morning, you buy a share of XPL for 56 cents, and over the day, that same 56 cent share jumps up to 80 cents a share. You just made money right there. And guess what you can do? You can sell your 56 cent share for 80 cents. I mean, it's pretty clear which way you should go. And I'm only talking about one share. I'm not saying you bought 5 shares, because if you bought 5 shares, that's more money. If you bought 100 shares, usually when I jump into companies, I'm buying 1,000 shares, 1,500 shares, 5,000 shares, 10,000 shares. But when I see a company like XPL selling a share for 56 cents, I don't say, hey, I'm just gonna buy one share. I be like, bro, give me like 10,000 of those. Give me 5,000. Give me 1,000 of those, because when that stock goes up, I'm gonna get all kinds of money back. Let's go ahead and take a break real quick, and then we're gonna jump back into this thing, and I'm gonna wrap this whole thing up. Check it out.
The lights down. Ball in here. You ball. I want your hands in the sky. It's Rick the Dawn. USA stand up. The only one.
I'm a baller boy. 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 And I'm getting paid, laying in the shade, fresh pair of J's, hair full of waves. No, hair full of waves. No. I'm a baller boy. 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 Clap, getting money. Clap if you're getting money. Clap, 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 clap if you're getting money. If you're getting money, clap. I'm a ball in here. Thank God in here. I'm on in here. Too strong in here, and they know, 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 they know. Clap, getting money, clap if you're getting money. Clap, 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 clap if you're getting money. If you're getting money. If you're getting money, clap. I'm a baller boy. 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 And I'm getting paid, laying in the shade, fresh pair of J's, hair full of waves. No, hair full of waves. No. I'm a baller boy. 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 Clap, getting money. Clap if you're getting money. Clap, 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 clap if you're getting money. If you're getting money, clap. I'm a ball in here. Thank God in here. I'm on in here. Too strong in here, and they know, 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 they know. Clap, getting money, clap if you're getting money. Clap, 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 clap if you're getting money. If you're getting money. If you're getting money, clap. Convertible dreams, picking up the magazine cases, stretched out my laces, white Air Ones, beefing with the dirt. Take out your leader if I hiking on my turf. I hustle till it hurts, rain, sleet, or snow. Hustler, baby, I sell sheets to a ghost. Ain't nothing wrong with a little hustle and grind. DJ, play this here one more time. Look at her bouncing like she lost her mind. She looks like she in the car riding on rocks. What you stashed in your suitcase, I stashed in my socks. My homeboys, boy, can make a stash box. Got a mag top, you got an Xbox. Spin the corners, preparing for the cash swap. Getting guap, hollow tops if the hating don't stop. I be in deep prayer till the caskets drop. I'm a ball in here, thank God in here. I'm on in here, too strong in here. And they know, 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 they know. Clap, getting money, clap if you're getting money. Clap, 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 clap if you're getting money. If you're getting money. If you're getting money, clap.
All right, folks, let's go ahead and summarize this topic. Number one, if you've been playing the lottery, you've been losing money. It's that simple. Number two, you should probably start using that money to invest. And it's very easy to do so. Download the Robinhood app and then just go for it. Give it a shot. Connect your bank to Robinhood and do what you can. I'm always here. You can reach me on all my social media platforms. I'm basically on everything. All you gotta do is DM me and we can have a discussion about it. Look for really cheap stocks that you can put your money into, like an XPO or GSV or something of that caliber. These stocks are super cheap. They're like 56 cents, 24 cents, 48 cents. I mean, that's like going to the store and, you know, buying one of those little Tootsie Rolls on the counter. You can own a company for the price of a Tootsie Roll, man. I can't make it no clearer than that. For the price of a stick of gum, you can own a piece of a company. Do you want to own a company, or do you want to keep playing the lottery? Or, you know, and I have to say this. You keep buying all these Jordans, all these Nikes. What if I told you that you can buy a share of Nike? You want to own a shoe, or do you want to own the company itself? You can own a piece of Nike by going to the stock market, okay? You don't have to keep buying shoes, because believe it or not, every time you're buying anything on this planet, you're investing in that company. The only problem is you're not getting anything back. So why keep investing in companies and not getting anything back when you can actually go to the stock market and buy a piece of the company, and they got to pay you every time they grow? The next thing is, it's very simple to understand the stock market. If you can understand buying something for one price and selling it for more, that's the stock market. So you buy a stock like XPL for 56 cents a share, okay? And then once it grows to like 80 cents, $1 a share, you can sell it and get your money back. And remember, we're only talking about a share. You don't have to buy one share. You can buy 1,000 shares. You can buy 2,000 shares. So it's no limit on how many shares you can buy. I'm only using one share to show you how easy it is to get in. But for the real players out there, they're going to say, hey, I don't want one share of 50. I mean, if it's only 56 cents, why would I only buy one? I can buy 100 of them and sell them for a profit. All right. Now, the simplest way I can break this down is right here. Check this out, y'all. This is going to be real easy. Let's say that you can buy a pair of shoes for 56 cents, right? And you already know, wait, pair of shoes for 56 cents. That's kind of cheap. Exactly. So you can buy a pair of shoes for 56 cents. And then you have somebody walk up and say, hey man, I like those shoes. How much you selling them for? You can say 56 cents, but why would you do that? You can say, well, I'm selling them for 80 cents. And they say, okay, I'll buy them. Okay, that's the stock market. You just sold something for 56 cents for 80 cents. Okay. Now, what if you got even smarter? What if you said, wait a minute, instead of one pair of shoes, what if I bought 1,000 pairs of shoes? Because 56 cents times 1,000 is only $560. I got $600. So for $600, I can buy over 1,000 pair of shoes. And if I have 1,000 pair of shoes that I bought for 56 cents and I sell them all for 80 cents, figure it out, folks. That's what the stock market is, folks. Buying something for one price, waiting for things to kind of happen, and then selling it. Now, I have to say this real quick. You can lose money in the stock market, which is why I recommend starting real slow and real low. That's why we keep using a share. I'm not talking about 1,000 shares of 15,000 shares. But eventually, you'll have to get there if you want to make some real money. Okay. And the final word is, please be mindful that you're paying the fool's tax every time you play the lottery, because you're not winning the money. And if you are winning money, trust me when I tell you this, you're not making your money back. If you spent $25,000 over the last 20 years losing money, and then one day you make like $9,000, you're still at a deficit. You still are in the red. You still have not made money because you have lost so much money over the years. So the smartest thing that you can do is literally stop today. Stop playing the lottery today so that you can start to actually make your money back, because the more you spend towards the lottery, the more you're losing. Okay. Now myself, I play the lottery sparingly. Sometimes if there's a big Mega Millions jackpot, I'll throw a couple dollars in there because it ain't gonna hurt me. I'll buy maybe 2 or 3 tickets for a chance to win billions or hundreds of millions of dollars. That's cool. But when you play it religiously on a daily basis, you are absolutely crushing your income. Straightforward like that. And you could be using that same amount of money and taking it to the stock market and buying yourself little small pieces of companies, and when those companies grow, they got to give you a little kickback. So that's pretty much that. And I hope this episode was helpful. Again, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on everything. I'm on I'm on YouTube. There's no reason why you should be lost about this topic. I know that I'm using some really complex terminology, and I do apologize for that, because if you've never heard of any of these concepts, you might need more time to digest it, which is why it's good that we're recording this so that you can kind of keep playing it back and you can go do research. And I can't stress this enough. My OnlyFans, I really go into detail about all this stuff. So if you are really interested, join my OnlyFans, and we can really get in depth and have real complex conversations on that side. But until then, thank you all for listening. It's your man Rick the Don. I'll holler at you.